Hey there, hi there, ho there. Hello, salut. Hello, hi. And welcome to the Quarter Hour with Sid Yiddish. This is week 7. 7 weeks. Pretty amazing when we started out late July of 2020. That's right. That's right. You're at the show with probably some strange poetry and stories and all kinds of things and everything that happens in and out of my life. I'm your humble host, Sid Yiddish, and before we start the show today, I need to make some plugs because it's important, and I need to say some highs and hellos and to everybody out there in Facebook land, at least those who are watching. So, first and foremost, I would like to say a nice hearty hello to Blue Movies from the Quad Cities. Um, and his great roommate Celeste. Hello, 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 hello to you. So, first things first. Need to get a few things on the agenda here. Uh, so on Sunday, September 20, we are doing a uh, a show that is Candy Store Henchman doing a show. We are part of the show called Pandemic Experiments in Mozart, and this is being coordinated by Tina LaFau. It's Tina. Is it Tina LaFau or Tina LaFau? I don't know. I'm certain she will correct me though if she is watching, and I know she will correct me. But anyway, this is a outdoor concert that is held at Mozart Park. It's near Hermosa, which is the near west side, near right next door to Humboldt Park. And the actual show is starts at 3 p.m. and it is at 2036 North Avers, which they say it's about North Avenue in Springfield if you're getting there by transit. So the folks on the bill for this is the Big Cheese and Once I Was Young, and then of course Sid Yiddish and his Candy Store Henchmen. And from what I understand, there will be an open mic, and the suggestion is just bring your blankets and just sit on your blankets and enjoy a nice show, because that's what we're all about: is making music, making people feel happy and positive during this crazy pandemic. So. That said, going into the next set of announcements here. Uh, okay, so we all know what today is. We may not know what today is, but I've got this list of what today really is. So, today, which is September 15th, Tuesday, 2020, today is National Online Learning Day, National Double Cheeseburger Day, National IT Professionals Day, National Cheese Toast Day, Greenpeace Day, National Linguini Day. And when I think of linguini, I always think of this band from the Lafayette area named Creamy Linguini when I was living in Indiana between 93 and 94. And then there's National Felt Hat Days, and all my felt hats are on the other side of my studio. Then it's National Neonatal Nurses Day, National Tackle Kids Cancer Day, and National Creme de la Menthe Day. Okay, and all right, so let's dive right into poetry, 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 because I know that's what you all come for. You come for the poetry, right? Stay for a few other things, but come for the poetry. So I'm going to start off with a couple of mine, and let me find them so I can. Okay, here we go. This is a new one. I just wrote this a couple of nights ago, and this one is called Suitcase. Queer to my ear, the sound and the noise dinning Ding dong. No one listens to the drone in a song. Sex is not love looking inside an open door, slamming it shut. Slut shaming behind shades of shadows isn't what I had in mind. Neither is cookies and tea. Everything to lose, nothing to gain. Begging for color, praying for rain. Washing my troubles that float away and become bubbles. Intoxicating webs I scream. No one understands the loneliness in between. Friendship is sullen inside duller dreams, wishing I never woke up from crazy. I know it's too late to adventure into the day and break up with the night. No wonder how mindless I've become, slowly chasing steam. I am feeling lazy, startled by my smile, staring at the ceiling. Okay, and this is another new one. I wrote this about a night ago, and this one I call Of God, of Bone, of Death, of Mourning, I said. I recite poetry to myself in my car, in the night air when no one is there, to ghosts who love me and won't ghost me. For any given reason, 'tis the season to be me and to write new poetry. Let it laugh, let it sing, let it love, let it cry. Let it spread its language and fly all over the pages of my life. Freedom is wonderful when you're not locked in a cage. Life is beautiful, fearless, faceless at 4:19 a.m. Clothes drop to the floor, drink it in all night long until the morning comes. The sunlight dismantles the pain at 7:25 a.m. Alarm tweets sweetly at 8 a.m. Still I lie awake. Sleep is futile. Too much technology in my eyes, in my ears, in my mouth, in my soul. A sick addiction causing me so much restriction. If only I could retain sleep. It doesn't work counting sheep. Flower petals I pool. She loves me not. A 6-month nightmare, I wish I could stop. Time stands still. Time still stands. Don't feel the same. Drowning inside a stain just before moments I was swimming. The wind she cries, I can feel the dilation within her eyes. Winter is coming in fast like fall, leaving behind summer and spring before. This illness lying in state, I just want it to go far, far away. I want my life back, the one I had before I lost it to the swirling sea. The reflection in the ocean is no longer me. Even as I speak, I cannot. Even if I freak, I cannot. Even if I peek, I cannot. It is better to stand naked without faking it. True to my word, in the flow of God, of blood, of God, of prayer, of presence, of God, of peace, of pressure, of God, of power, of God, of love, of God, of future, of God, of breath, of God, of end, of God, of life, of God, of death. 5:02 a.m. I expire. Nothing more I could aspire to be one of a whole things of vacant, of space, of course, of God, of morning, of bone, of God, of death. Of course, I said. All right. So now I'd like to do our weekly venture into the world of Satanism. That is poetry, of course. And I'd like to do this book here. I think you can see that. It's The Joys of Satanism. It's a poetry book, and it's by my good friend Shane Bugbee. And I would like to read this book, or this poem, sorry, This poem, which I might have read before, and I can't remember if I did or I didn't, but if I did, it's okay, and if you haven't heard it, I'd like to read it to you anyway. It's called Limping Predator. Petty predator, insecure predator, worst of the predators. Limping predator, insecure you, feed off the weak. Remember, remember, you are what you eat. Insecure predator, feed off the weak. Work week blues, and you are what you eat. The insecure predator, a stronger sheep. The insecure Satanist is a dangerous, diseased, ill, and rabid animal seeking occult ritual to lean upon to extract emotions. The ill cannot emote, to suck energy from all around them. A desperate act of survival in visceral style. The insecure and the damaged should go elsewhere for help. Satanism as self-help isn't a help. Seek help. Okay, and again, this is the book called The Joys of Satanism, and there it is, and it is by Shane Busby, who is a local artist, great guy, good friend, right here in town in Chicago. And so, the next poem I would like to read is this one. It's by this book. It's called A Dozen Cold Ones by Eddie Two Rivers. You can see that right there. And this is a poem. It's called Rules of the Road. One thing I always liked about you, you understood the rules of the road. This is not primetime television. Here souls go through hell, then limp to a death on expressways, littered with tortured visions, mangled and torn visions, shredded and destroyed visions. Give me a break. An empty cliche. There are no breaks on this side of town. Only felonies and bleeding wounds. This is not primetime television. This is not Happy Days. No pretense was ever necessary. Do the crime, do the time, accepted odds, options chosen. You understood the rules. Adventure, a sense of excitement. Were you deceived? No one ever heard you. Cry some days, I think. I see a look of disappointment. You wear it like a cloak of a million colors. In the afternoon sunlight, I see a sadness hidden behind designer shades. Or is my perception inaccurate? The north side wind whispers a warning. Don't fall, Nigel. Not here. Where nothing really means nothing, and minutes tremble by in seconds of fear. You chose the road. You know the rules. And again, that is a poem called Rules of the Road. That's by Eddie Two Rivers, who wrote this book some time ago called A Dozen Cold Ones. And it's just like that. Looks like that. And I've got a new poet I would like to add to the mix here. And this poet his name is Paul Carroll, and it's from the book The Garden of Earthly Delights. I'll show you the book right there. There you go. And this is called Song, End of August. Khaki, the color of grasshoppers, dull emerald blue of robin's egg. This undulating lake looks gentle and exciting as the Virgin Mary's sleeping, and took me by surprise. I'd come here, shams, to wrangle with the revision of a poem about the 7 deadly sins that had become like some boring dinner party guest, bloated with its own didactic self, when suddenly the day itself was light and buoyant, as a butterfly in flight. Soon the sumac will return to delight our eyes in autumn with maroon, dark as an angel's blood. These tan and off-white plants in Lake Point Tower Park look like Dominicans filling into chapel in their monastery out in River Forest to sing vespers at the dying of the day, praising reality, the pebbles on the beach, collected by a boy, which Newton called the theories he'd discover near the immense ocean of evidence. Radiant all around him, or as Dizzy Dean once said when asked, "Diz, can you tell us what your greatest day was?" "Why, boys, when I got that cardinal suit on my back and I'm holding that old horseshoe horsehide in my hand, that's my goddamn greatest day. Thank you for helping me to live inside a poem all summer. Shams, and to hell with the 7 deadly sins." And that's it again. It's The Garden of Earthly Delights by Paul Carroll. All right. So now we go to my this is the last poet of the night, and of course this is also a favorite of mine, my good buddy Wes Hine, from his book called Sugar Skull Poems Flash Fiction. And we are getting to the last poem in the first section, called Heartland Blues. And this is one called Bomb. The loudspeaker at the high school announced, "Everyone is to evacuate." I was glad to leave. It was my senior year in high school. I was fighting with my girlfriend, and I had stopped getting stoned during lunch. Dope had finally made life harder rather than easier. My metal band was breaking up and getting back together as often as my girlfriend and I. My youthful brain thought I was ready to die. That is, somehow be reborn and get out of that little town. Leaving the building was good enough for now. The police arrived with a bomb-sniffing dog. Outside on the curb, I ran into the chemistry teacher, Mr. Burbank. He was eccentric. He brewed his own moonshine in the chemistry lab. Once he chased away some pro-life extremists handing out pamphlets while the kids were waiting for the buses. There on the curb, he told me, "Even if the cops clear us to go inside, we're going to have class outside today. I'm not taking any chances." The loudspeaker went off again. Everyone was called inside the auditorium. I waved to Mr. Burbank, who stayed on the curb with his arms crossed. On the way inside, my girlfriend caught up with me. She was trying to talk to me about something. It was something important to her at least. I didn't care anymore. I ran away from her. She thought she could treat me like I was one of her younger brothers. She reached towards me and ripped my t-shirt. We looked crazy acting that way during the bomb drama, but love is more important than death. The principal addressed the student body. I unraveled that someone had written, quote, "bomb in building" on a stall in the boys' bathroom. I felt that I looked like the guilty party with my freshly torn shirt. I found out later that my friend Derek was the one who found the microscopic inscription on the bathroom stall. He told me, "I was taking a deuce and then I saw that. I thought that is one way to get out of my fucking math test." As the principal spoke, he kept saying, "It's one of you, it's one of you." That year I was on the yearbook committee. It seemed like an easy credit. As the principal spoke, I remembered that some poor schmuck had to airbrush a photo of the principal's son because his kid had decided to flash his shaft out between his fly during a group picture. Any other kid would have been expelled. Meanwhile, we all had to sit there solemnly because someone made a dumb joke about a bomb on a bathroom wall. I began to feel bad. I felt bad for all the real school shootings. I felt bad for all the lessons we were missing. I felt bad about the lesson the principal was teaching us, though it wasn't the one he thought he was teaching us. The principal kept saying, "It's one of you, it's one of you." Part of me wished there was a bomb, a real threat, so we didn't have to feel so stupid and stew in absurd paranoia. To hell with him and his dumb fear, his son's dumb shaft, and the empty promise that our lives mattered. Of course our lives mattered, just not yet. I couldn't wait to leave town. Okay, so now we're in part 2 of Wes's book, and it is called Street Corner Spirits. I think this is about characters. I'm not certain, but I'm going to read 2 of these. This first one, because they're pretty short. First one is called A Hermit in the City. I can still see him down there scurrying along the floor like dried fruit, clutching his bottle, peeking over the windowsill at organisms and train wrecks down in his cozy little rut. I look at him through the vent in his ceiling, my floor. He doesn't know that I watch, but I can tell he senses me. We live on great steps under oceans, on tectonics of grease sliding over lava suns, a coral reef of brick buildings, plastic gardens, and cement beams of energy. As I stare, he becomes more excited, more nervous. He scuttles across the floor trying to find out where he is, even though he's always been in the same place. And so have I. And this last one, this is called Blue Island. Spools of razor wire tumbleweeds fall off freights carrying used cars and broken dreams. Spokes ping-pong and songs of children now too old for Tinker Bells. Oil pools pocket the raped surface of the factory-infested moon. Overpasses and Indian trails crisscross into electric salad. Why do I have nostalgia for somewhere I never was and time I never saw? It chews the spirit. The TV sings recession, but I sit and sigh out of the boredom. Below is the valley, a void full of echoes of the dead. Okay, so again, that was Wes Hines' book called Sugar Skull Poems Flash Fiction, and you will definitely hear from Wes this week. Next week. Sorry, my mistake. Next week again, as you will from all our other poets. So I would like to do another shout out if I could, and this is a different sort of shout out. This is actually, I don't know how many of you folks out there read the Tribune or not, but Rick Hogan wrote a really great article this afternoon about, or actually I saw it this morning, my mistake. He wrote it about his own experience with COVID-19. He had the virus and he was out for a loop for quite a while, but he talked about reading his own obituary that the folks, someone over there had written a obituary about him had he gone. They have to prepare that stuff early. I know that for a fact myself because when I was a journalist many years ago, I had to write obituaries in advance, and often had to write them day of, almost day of, and day after. fun. I think obituaries are fun to write in a way because it's just like a little history lesson of someone that actually existed. Having said that, I'm really glad that Rick Kogan is alive and well, and he's doing a lot better. And Rick, I wish you well, and I really hope that just keep getting better every single day. Which leads me to the last thing of the night, which is our storybook, and this one is called "The Painted Lady Butterfly," and this is by Nancy Nielsen, and it's illustrated by Layuba Bogan. And I will show you the. There we go. It looks like that. Okay, and this is a book by Macmillan McGraw-Hill. It's called The Painted Lady Butterfly. Butterflies, butterflies. I love butterflies. I see them outside every summer. Butterflies have names. This butterfly is the painted lady. I like other butterflies, but I like that one best. And this is her. See? There's a butterfly. Now it is winter. There are no butterflies outside. I wish I could see butterflies now, I said to my friend Amy. Sarah, have you ever been to the butterfly house? Amy asked. I have never gone, I said, but I would like to go. And there they are, talking about butterflies, the butterfly house. A week later, Amy called. Would you like to come to the butterfly house, Sarah? My mom and I are going. Yes, I said. Just beep when you get here. Look at all the butterflies, I said to Amy. I hope I find a painted lady. Is that one? Amy asked. No, I said. A painted lady is orange. So I think she sees the blue butterfly. You see that? The blue butterfly right there? See right there? I think those are from Brazil, I think. Or they're imported from Brazil. A butterfly landed on Amy. Look, Sarah, Amy said. Is it a painted lady? No, I said. A painted lady doesn't have black bands. I have never been here before, I said to a helper. Do you have a painted lady? Yes, she said. Search, you will find one. So there it is. The butterfly landed on her, you see? And there's the helper at the butterfly house. There it is, said Amy. No, it's not, I said. A painted lady has black and white spots. We looked all around. We looked under plants and on plants. We looked everywhere, but it was gone. See, check it out. They're looking for the butterfly. They can't seem to find that butterfly. Where'd that butterfly go? We have to go now, Amy's mother said. The helpers will check to see if you have any butterflies on you. Did you find the painted lady? One helper asked. No, it must be invisible. We never did, I said. That's odd, she said. Then I turned around so the helper could check my back. It's right there, see it? Now I see why you couldn't find the painted lady. It was on your shirt all the time, the helper said. She gently lifted it off and showed it to me and the others. It was beautiful. I'm going to come back to see the painted lady, I said. And now I have a clue about where to look first. And the painted lady is right there on her hand. Or it's in her hand, not on her hand. She is smiling about that. And that, my friends, is the end of the book, The Painted Lady Butterfly. And get this, we are on time for a change. So that means end of the show. And of course, I will see you next week. And of course, please come out to our show in Mozart Park. Again, this is with, let me get this straight again. This is Experiments in Mozart at Mozart Park. This is Sunday, September 20 at 3 p.m. It's a blanket kind of show, meaning you bring blankets to the park. You sit down in the park on your blanket. Maybe bring something to eat, like a picnic kind of lunch. And, picnic baskets and wine and cheese and things like that. And you sit and you watch three nice bands. And there's an open mic there for poetry, I believe. And bands again are The Big Cheese, Once I Was Young, and of course, Sid Yiddish and his Candy Store Henchmen. And again, that starts at 3, and it does go to 6:30 p.m., right before the sun goes down. That's right near Hermosa Park on the near west side, near Humboldt Park. And so, having said all this, I would like to say to you, thank you so much for watching. We'll definitely see you next week. And also want to say, those of you who are celebrating Happy New Year, Rosh Hashanah is on Friday, September 18th at sundown on Shabbos or Shabbat. So have a very happy 5780. God only knows it's better than 5779. All right. So with that, I want to say to you, good evening. If you are in the evening hour, I want to say good morning to you. If you are in the morning hour, like say Denmark and or possibly Australia. And if you're in the afternoon, I would like to say good afternoon to you. That would probably be like early evening, I guess, would be maybe Los Angeles and or Alaska would be about that afternoonish kind of time. So, from your old pal, Sid Yiddish, I just want to say goodbye to you all, and God bless, and we will definitely see you next week. Bye-bye for now.